80s. I've never seen a score 80. You know what I mean? 84, 85 or something like that.
Ironically enough, actually, speaking of Nebraska, I believe the last game I can think of with 80 points was Nebraska playing Minnesota way back in the early 80s.
That's
really
nice.
When they literally were up at a point and started pulling their players, started going more conservative, trying to run a clock. But every play they just executed flawlessly and would drop in for another touchdown. I think it was actually 83-0 when that game was all said and done.
Well, yeah, that's kind of the beauty of college football because you bring in the fifth stringers, sixth stringers. They're going to play just as hard as the first string because they got their chance.
Exactly.
College football and Bill Belichick.
Bill Belichick. Well, speaking of old Bill, what about today? The big ball game with the Colts and the Pats. Where's our Pat guy out there? He didn't show up this week.
That's good. That's fine. I don't want to hear any more.
Mr. Boston. He must
about
have
sports teams from Boston. We'll rag on the Eagles later. Anyway.
I thought for sure he'd be in this week because he'd be Red Sox won it all. Big game today, but...
yeah, BC was undefeated until last night. The Pats are...
It was BC. Yeah. BC took them down, I swear. It must have been that. But
the tables are turning.
But yeah, getting back to today's game, what do you guys take out there?
I tend to be wary of putting this much pressure on a regular season game. It kind of reminds me of the Ohio State-Michigan game from last year that everyone was talking about was, the game of all time. And it produced a really good game.
The biggest game ever.
Exactly, but it didn't per se matter. And I mean, I'm reading columns now that are saying this game is the battle between good and evil, with Tony Dungy being an angelic figure and Bill Belichick being basically the great Satan.
Darth with a hood on, I heard somebody.
Exactly. I mean,
he looks like a bum.
He does, but
Jesus.
I saw him on State Street down here with this little bucket.
I bet you did.
The man can coach football, though. I mean, and people will rag on the Spygate, but I'm sure most coaches would have done something like that to win. That's how you get to the top.
That's all right, guys. It's all set up for the Packers to knock them off in the big one. So the Packers are going to shut them down.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm a big Indy fan, so I hope that those guys tear them apart. But I can't stand Bill Belichick right now because.
How do you feel about him there, bud?
Can't stand him. Anyway, they talk about him running up the score all the time, and the reporters the last few weeks have actually started to question him on that in post-game press conferences. And they asked him one day, they're like, you were up 35 points, or actually it was 21. He was up 3 scores in the third quarter, and you're going for it on fourth down. He goes, yeah, exactly. It's the third quarter. But you're up 3 scores. But it's the third quarter. And it's like...
Well, if you don't like it, stop them.
Exactly.
I mean, it's not like it's college when there's going to be a real big size differential between some of these teams, and you're just destroying a smaller team. These guys are pros. They're making a minimum $300,000 a year. They can take it.
Get up and tackle somebody.
Yeah.
Whining.
Exactly. And if Tom Brady's out there that late and the game is that over...
Well, then they got a good chance of hitting them.
Give him some late hits. At least, I mean, you'll get a penalty. What does it matter? The game's 3 scores at this point.
All you
Punish Belichick.
I got an idea. All you anti-Pats fans out there, we need a Charles Martin. Remember what Charles Martin did? Ben, back in the 80s, he was a Packer. The Packer Bear game. He comes out with a towel on his arm, on his waist, with a hit number of all the Bears that he's going to take out.
Yeah.
So, like in the third quarter, there's an interception against Jim McMahon, cheapest play in the world.
Mm-hmm. The greatest play in the world,
I suppose. So, anyways, throws an interception. He turns around, he hunts for McMahon, picks him up, and slams him on his shoulder. Away from the play, dirty as unbelievable. Well, actually, wrecked his career. It was the dirtiest play I've ever seen. But anyways, I'm getting back to Brady. Well, all they need is a Charles Martin in there, a headhunter. I mean, really, Belichick, you're still keeping your guy in there. These guys are going to get upset.
It's not going to happen this week.
No, because Dungy is just too classy to pull something like that.
Yeah.
But anyways, it was just a thought,
Just throwing that out there.
Kind of an evil one.
Just throwing that out there. You fight fire with fire when you're talking to Patriots.
Well, it's getting to that point where something...
Exactly. And they have so much talent at the receiver position, and Brady is playing...
I will still argue that Indy's got the better core, though. How
do you figure?
Front to back?
Yeah.
Like, they're the guys that they put on the field at any given time are better than what New England has. New England's deeper, but you look at Marvin Harrison, Reggie Wayne, and Dallas Clark, top 3.
Yeah, but you're going against Moss, Wes Welker, who is really underrated, and I don't know their tight ends.
Wes Welker, and we'll say
half a Dante Stallworth.
Decent
player, but not much. It's their O-line, though. They can keep Brady upright all day long, and
yeah, I really don't think that Welker's that underrated. I think that he's getting a lot more press than he normally would if he played for anybody else.
He's getting that sort of everyone says he's so underrated that he actually becomes overrated.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're getting the ball thrown to you 20 times a game, I mean, he's catching 10, 12 passes a game, and it's like they're leaving him uncovered. I don't know how this happens. They're doubling Randy Moss, I guess, but run him in a nickel.
You'd think doubling Randy Moss would slow him down a little bit, but not so much.
Well, he pushes off, and every catch he makes, the defender's basically on his back because Randy pushes him to the ground.
That's true. And I find it hilarious when all you Packer fans will tell me how great would it be if we'd gotten Randy Moss, and I just think we had him.
We don't need him. Last time I saw him, he was wiping his tush on our goalpost. So
yes,
I
don't
he can
think
stay where he is.
Somehow I don't think that he and Favre would get along that well if there were any adversity.
And look where it's going right now with Jones and Jennings and Driver.
Yeah.
Would you trade all that? Would we have happy right now for Randy Moss? No.
I might trade a little bit of it.
No.
Not all of it.
No. So, I mean, 6-1. You can't argue with success here. So,
I'm waiting for that Cowboy game.
There you go. The end of November.
That's going to be nuts.
You are listening to 91.7 FM, Madison, Wisconsin, your UW student radio. Tom Garrett, your host here. Bucky's Packers, Ben and Brandon in studio. Let me take care of a little business here, and we'll go from there.
University of Wisconsin through the Student Services Finance Committee. Other contributions come from business underwriters and listener memberships. To become a member or to learn more about business sponsorship, visit WSUMFriends.org.
Sundays at 11 a.m. for the Mad Marcus Rock and Soul Review, your voice of choice, playing all the hot platters that matter. That's every Sunday at 11 a.m. Get up with me and we'll get down.
We are controlling transmission. We will control the horizontal. We will control the vertical. Sit quietly and we will control all that you see and hear.
WSUM 91.7 FM, Madison.
Stop that. Oops, a little too far there.
A giant oops, Tom.
Well, that's because they were
randomly. Oops.
They were taking control, Brandon.
Always.
Yes.
The system. We're fighting the system in here today.
Yeah, we are. Good morning again, Madison. It is 9:24. It is a lovely 39 degrees out here. Sunny, nice day out here in Madtown.
39 degrees out here?
That's what it says on that computer.
Oof.
Oy vey.
That's what it says. So
it's coming in winter.
November.
The autumn winds is a pirate. You should have took that away from me. I'm sorry. Yeah. That's my favorite thing now.
And now if the Raiders could only, win a game,
that's okay.
Might help.
We don't.
Yeah, tell me about your Raiders there, Ben. Give me a little synopsis where you think.
Their quarterback situation's it's a mild mess, which isn't a great situation. Their running games actually looked vaguely strong, though, led by Lamont Jordan and Justin Fargas, who's I believe the son of Huggy Bear from Starsky and Hutch.
There we go.
Yes, I did see that.
But Dante Culpepper, Josh McCown, not getting it done. Their defense, actually pretty solid. They have a lot of young playmakers, but without a quarterback and an offensive line to pass block, this year they're competitive, which is more than I can say for last year, so I'm counting my blessings.
Well, speaking of that, explain Randy Moss to me in Oakland. Randy Moss, all this talking. What happened in Oakland?
We promise we won't talk about Randy Moss next week.
I know, but...
Okay. He didn't come to play. He didn't try.
I know.
He didn't show any effort, didn't block. Took plays off. If he felt like the game was somewhat out of reach, he would not fight for jump balls.
Well, he did that in Minnesota, too, but... in Oakland, it was...
Yeah, but didn't he put... I believe his last year in Oakland, he put up how many yards? Give me a second, I'll find the number. 553 yards and 3 scores.
Yeah, that's...
This guy is supposed to be one of the best receivers of all time, and he does that?
Yeah. I think they should have gave him that song. That's what he was missing. You got to win as a Raider.
That's true.
You needed to become part of the team, and that's it. So much about chemistry and attitude. If you don't want to be there, you don't want to play, you just want to run out your check.
That's true, and football's one of those sports where you just need chemistry, need players to have a feel for each other.
That's what we got going up here in Green Bay. A lot of the players, especially after Reggie White came, a lot of times they're here in the summer now. They're into it. They love it. They love playing for us. So we love them playing for us.
Yeah, and
exactly.
Especially in a town like Green Bay, for guys like that, you can't hide at all.
No.
I remember reading back in the 80s, Green Bay used to be a threat for GMs. They could say, if you don't give in to our contract demands, we'll send you to Green Bay. Then after Ron Wolf, Brett Favre, Reggie White, suddenly that's the premier destination. People like T.O. will complain, I want to go to Green Bay.
And speaking about our Packers, last Monday night, if you were a Bear fan or an anti-Packer fan, it had to be the worst show ever for you guys, because it was Brett Favre Packers 24/7. The whole Monday night.
Yeah.
They had Brett's wife in a booth, and it was just everything was Packers. It was awesome. And then after the game, all the post game.
Oh, of course. Well, after that touchdown, what can you really say?
Yeah. Everybody's back on the bandwagon after that one.
And didn't they say that him and his wife wrote a very candid book about his experiences with his drugs and alcohol problem?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That sounded like a very interesting story, interesting book one might want to pick up.
Well, yeah, just a little bit. I'm from the Milwaukee area, and Brett Favre used to have a steakhouse there, downtown Milwaukee. And yes, when I was living in there in the 90s and stuff, Brett, he was out and about. That's all I can really say about that. But he was seen in action, yes.
Yeah, basically, it was him and Frank Winters and Mark Chmura a lot of the time.
Yep.
And
Mark Chmura.
So we don't want to talk about that. And basically, Deanna told him, it's me or the partying.
Yep.
And that, they got married right after that. They got married in 96. And, they'd been together since high school.
Mm-hmm.
They had a daughter together. God, she's 18 now.
Yeah, I think that's Brittany.
Yeah.
Mm.
But yeah, just the whole story of Brett's life, how he's come here. He doesn't even remember coming to Green Bay when he got traded to from the Falcons.
Oh, yeah.
He was drinking cocktails on a flight.
Yep.
So, but yeah, how he's, drinking around here in Wisconsin, everybody's Saturday, Sunday right now. But what he's come, he said, I heard him on an interview last week, 8 years right now. He's went without drinking. So, hey, God bless him, everything that he's come over, it's a true success story, in so many ways, more than football.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was Packer heaven. I wish I would have taped that. But the way it's going, it looks like we're going to have a lot more of that coming up.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Who do they have next week?
They're facing off against
the Vikings.
Minnesota.
That's right.
The Vikings, and then we got the Panthers, and then the Cowboys.
No. Between Panthers and Cowboys, they got Detroit.
Go Detroit.
The Lions.
Yeah,
The
they still
Lions,
gotta
that's
play Detroit
right.
twice, don't they?
The Lions are our new big enemy right now. That is so refreshing.
Whatever.
What a sad sack state
is
the
the new
NFC North
enemy,
is
the
in right
rivalry.
now.
It is refreshing, though, that Detroit's all you got to worry about.
I'm going to have to go find me an anti-Lions